Imagine your business not just surviving, but thriving. Your wealth locked in, your opportunities exploding, and your family's future built on a legacy that never fades. I'm Leah Garcia, a financial strategist and insurance professional. I help entrepreneurs and high-growth enterprises protect, distribute, and transfer their wealth through my proven system, the Wall of Wealth. I unite your experts into one cohesive strategy because the most expensive line on your balance sheet isn't debt or taxes, it's conflicting advice. Ready to align every dollar with your mission and turn today's success into tomorrow's divine promise. Wealth today, dynasty tomorrow.
Happy Wealthy Wednesday, champions. Come on in. Today's going to be epic, and I'm super fired up because I am actually tuning in from my new office, same building, new office space in beautiful downtown Monterey. It's incredible. It's a bigger office, but right now it's a mess. Okay, you're seeing this great background. Don't look over here behind the camera because it's a disaster, but that's okay. You know what? Sometimes things got to get messy before they get better, right? We are forged through the fire, and right now I am being forged. Today's going to be epic, and I really reached out to our guest speaker today because let me ask all of you a question. Sometimes things don't go my way. Is that just me, or does that happen to you? Maybe you have a plan. Maybe you think you're going one way. Maybe you think you have it all worked out, and then life. I know that happened to many entrepreneurs and business owners. And oftentimes, how can I put this? They give up. They get distracted. They get discouraged. And it doesn't mean that we don't all get discouraged at times and get distracted. And we might give up for that moment, but then we immediately get back into action. We immediately get back on what can I control and get back on track. Even though the road might be a little bit windy and squirrely, we keep going. And I think so many people, so many champions, so many people that have a vision, that have a real purpose, like God-given talents, they give up too soon. And they never get to the other side. And that means the people that you were supposed to bless, the message you were supposed to deliver, the inspiration that you were supposed to provide never comes to fruition. And I think that's tragic. I hope today's guest speaker inspires you. She's a woman that I've known for several years now. And I've watched her even on some of the most difficult times in her life. And I'm not going to share her private story, but I just want you to know I've watched her in times that I know are difficult. And many people would have given her the grace to say, you know what, it's okay. It's okay. You can go ahead and, take some time for yourself, or go ahead. You don't need to show up for us today. But she never gave an excuse. And I've watched her show up in the power that she has in spite of the process, in spite of the pain. And that's what's being forged through fire. See, we all want the end result, but we don't want to go through the uncomfort. We all want to have the other side, but we're not willing to go through the thorny, weedy road, that there's booby traps and there's gopher holes. I'm talking about this because I just took a walk with my precious grandson, like they live in the country. You never know what's out in those weeds. But all the treasure is on the other side. Your story becomes someone else's survival book when you survive. And I asked her to come up here. She's super busy, super full calendar, but I really asked her to make this time because I want to inspire you. And I know she's going to give you a lot of inspiration. So come on in, grab your fuzzy bunny slippers, grab something nice to drink. I've actually been really on this coconut water kick. I'm just loving it. I put a little lemon in there and some Himalayan salt. They say that's really good for hydration. I'm not really sure, but I'm doing it anyway. So today's guest speaker, she is well known on YouTube. If you don't know her on YouTube, you're going to get to know her on YouTube. She put in her YouTube channel. She is actually a mother, a cancer survivor, an inspirational podcaster, host, and multiple author. So please give it up for my incredible sister, Miss Christine Bailey. Welcome again to Wealthy Wednesday, my love. Come on in. Great to see you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Tia. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we've got an incredible topic today. It's like anybody can win when things go well. We all look good in the highlight reel. Listen, we can put on those filters. We can change the background. Like you're just seeing this here. Don't look over there. Right. We all look good in those moments and we're all positive and excited. But to me, it's a champion is the one who can be excited when things are going a little bit awry. And I've watched you and I honor you. But I would love for you to just share a little bit about who you are and what brought us here today.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christine Bailey. I'm going to start with a scripture. John 16:33 says, in this world, you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. This is my story. It is not a mask. It is not a facade. It was not fun. Last year, 2025, I can say that the enemy destroyed my family. A 19-year marriage that I thought was forever. And I thought he was my forever love. And I can honestly say that last year almost took me out. And I do mean physically, emotionally. I was so broken. And Leah knows this. I was down. I was down. I was ready to give up because my thought process was, how can I go on without my husband, without my one true love? And you know, when it's all good, you never think about things like that, because I never seen divorce coming, you know, and it hit. And when it hit hard, and it took something out of me. At least I thought it did. The enemy thought that he had me. He really did. One day I was leaving from my daughter's house and I had to get on the highway to go back home. And the enemy told me, he said, why don't you just run into that oncoming traffic? He said, you've already lost everything. You've lost your husband. You've lost your family. He no longer wants you. He doesn't love you. You're not needed. You're not wanted. So just end it. Just end it. And this was the enemy really speaking to me. But there was this gentle whisper in my ear that said, "You shall live and not die." And immediately I shifted my focus. And I knew that that was God talking to me. I knew it was. And I said, "God, I cannot do this without you. I cannot make it without you. What am I going to do?" And it was a many a day that I talked to Leah, that I cried. And I just want to tell you, Leah, thank you.
Mm.
From the bottom of my heart, I thank you, because you really find out who your true friends are when you're going through something. See, when we put on those masks in front of people and we're laughing and we're joking and things are all good, you have all sorts of people around you. But when the rubber hits the road, when that pain comes, you find out who is really with you. There was a many a day that I talked to Leah, that I talked to Jason Wilson, who is not only my podcast producer, but Jason is my mentor. He really is. I turned to my church family, because I needed them, because I didn't know where else to turn. But I am here to tell you today that that storm in my life has made me the woman that I am sitting in front of you today. I am a strong woman. The enemy tried to break me, but he didn't. God got the victory. I have the victory because of God. I am blessed above measure. I lack nothing in my life. And I am so full of joy and peace because God sustains me. You know, I didn't understand why, but I know at the end of the day that divorce was God's protection. I don't know what all from what, but God was protecting me. Not only was he protecting me, but he made provisions for me. He made a way out of no way, a way that, you know, ways that I couldn't even see, that I could not even imagine. So I am here to tell you that storms are going to come.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part of life. But if God brought you to it, God will bring you through it. I am a living witness. I am a living testimony. I don't have to wear a mask anymore. I don't have to try to put on a facade. I don't have to try to please people. I don't have to chase after relationships or friendships or any of that, because God sustains me and he has put the right people in my life. And I'm thankful for that. He's moved people out of my life for a reason, and he has placed people in my life for a reason. Because, you know, there are seasons, but seasons come and go. Seasons change. But there's one thing about it: God never changes. Never. We can trust on him no matter what. God will always be the same.
That's right. Absolutely. And it's an honor that I had a little piece in supporting you. I mean, let, let me put it this way. My mentor says it like this. Everyone wants to drive in the limo, but nobody wants to push it when it breaks down. Right. And sometimes our limo does break down. I was actually in a limo that did break down. Okay. It actually did break down. We were all dressed up. We were all in our best. And we had to get out of the limo and push it over these big, huge bumps. But anyway, and so that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about winning in the storm. Like, how do you show up? How do you keep going when life doesn't let up? Because life is going to life us. Things are going to happen. Mm-hmm. I had to move into a new office unexpectedly. I was totally fine with my little tiny little crevice that I had. It was wonderful. It met my needs, really, really amazing. And then my business partner decided to retire, and the other offices here were full. So it wasn't looking good for me. It wasn't looking good for me, but I just believed. And you know what? God made a way. Here I am in this beautiful office. So if we don't go through the fire, we never get all the goodies. We never get to see all the treasures. Think of it like you're hitting the piñata. You're hitting the piñata. You're hitting the piñata. You're working hard. You're getting up early. You're staying up late. You're doing all the things to win, to do your business. But then it didn't break on, it didn't break open after the first few hits, and you're still there hitting away. You got to keep going, because that's where all the goodies are. When that piñata finally breaks open and all those blessings come out, that's when you can really, not just for you, but for the people who are connected to you. That's what I think so many times is that, because I've had leaders who've fallen off and lost their way. And fortunately for me, even though I love the leaders and I was, really felt really devastated, I still was able to get myself back on track. Thank God, and keep going. But sometimes when a leader falls off, they don't realize all the people that they pull down with them, who never fulfill their dream, who never get to the other side. We've got some people who've joined us. I want to make sure to welcome them. William, great to see you. I appreciate you. It's great to have you here. We have our #1 customer service professional, Miss Christy, the one and only Miss Christy D. Williams. Thank you for showing up. She is actually our LinkedIn cheerleader. We adore you. Thank you so much. And then we have one of my favorite people, Chris Monastery. He's actually he is our Saving Teen Lives advocate, proponent. He talks about distracted driving primarily for teens, but I would say I've been guilty of distracted driving. He's brought that awareness to me. Listen, we all need to stop using our cell phones. Let's keep it real. Stop using our cell phones, okay? We're not going to be doing selfies when we're driving. And then, of course, we have the one and only Mr. Mic Drop and the Hello LLC. Thank you for joining us. They actually make me look so good. They create all this banner and the technology in the background. And, we all need other people to help us, to support us. I don't understand about technology. They do. So if you want to know about technology, you want to understand about how to get your business to the next level, maybe you just want to know what this AI stuff is all about. Listen, AI is transforming every industry. Also, I want to welcome Linda Meir. I was just with you at an incredible event. Great to see you. Thank you for joining. If you guys have any questions, put it in the comments. I want this to be interactive. Christine is, thank you for being so transparent. I really didn't expect you to share all of that. But you know what? It really does help us to understand that when something as dramatic as an unexpected divorce happens, there will be other things that will happen. We can still continue. We don't have to, our story doesn't end there. So thank you, Linda. Great to see you. Appreciate you so much. We have the one and only Miss Jackie Holberg. I love her so much. She hosts Just Jack. She has an incredible show on Mondays. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific time. But also, she has an incredible voice. She's an incredible community builder. And I love, she shares a lot of things about her own personal story on her social media. I adore you so much, Jackie. And she's going to read me a bedtime story. We got to arrange that. I've got the book all picked out. She's got the most incredible voice. I want to be a Jackie Holbrook when I grow up, just so you know. Let's see who else we got here. Great to see all of you. And remember, this is your opportunity to get to know some people. There's someone you don't know in the chat. I want you to take that opportunity, connect with people. Absolutely. I love this comment. This is so great. Jay said, "Make me with you, Christine." I love it. That is so amazing. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We all need a chuckle now and then. And the great one and only Miss Lisa Favette. She's our menopause mentor, and I would say also our health guru. She shares so much about not just how to improve your health, how to sustain your health, and also she talks a lot about pairings. That's really, really critical. I didn't even realize how critical that is, but it's really about the pairings. Let's see if we've got here. And we've got a comment right here. Thank you, William. He says, Christine Bailey, thank you for sharing. I believe more people have thought of just ending it and then went to admit it, didn't admit. I'm not sure if I'm reading that right. Saying out loud gives other people the right to share their story. I know I've had those thoughts. And William, I concur. I have actually had those kinds of things, crazy times happen. And that's all I'm going to say. Crazy times happen and we get discouraged and we think that's the end. But sometimes we don't know that what we think is the end is really the beginning.
Yep.
We can't have new doors unless we're willing to close the other ones. And we don't know what we're being protected from. We'd never, ever know. So we're talking about winning when life is happening to us. Would you give us like a strategy? And I know you're a strong believer in faith. Absolutely, for sure. And a lot of people watch my show who are believers, but then there's people, maybe it's Buddha, maybe it's the universe. I'm not sure what that greater power is for you. So what is one thing that people need to remember when we're going through that storm, right? Holding on to that faith, but what is a practical thing that they can do when that life is lifing us?
Remember because life is not going to stop lifing us, we just have to keep going, because when we quit and when we slow down, that's when our minds start racing and we start, thinking all of these crazy thoughts and everything. And so we have to keep going and to stay focused, to change your mindset. That is very, very important, to change your mindset, because that's what I had to do. And, Leah, everything is a process. It's not easy. Everything in life is a process, whether it is marriage, finances, businesses, everything takes time and it is a process. But we have to keep one foot in front of the other at all times, no matter what it looks like, no matter how we feel, because there were some days that I didn't even feel like getting out of bed. There were some days I didn't even feel like getting dressed. But it was like in the back of my mind, I kept saying, but I want more than this. I deserve more than this. So I've got to pull myself up. I have to, because if I don't, who else is going to pull me up other than God? So I have to. And that's what we have to do. And we just have to take the time and focus on yourself, because that's what I had to do, because all of those years, I've been so focused on my husband and, our children and grandchildren and everything. But when did I stop and think and take time for myself? When did I think of self-care for myself? I didn't. I didn't. And that is very important. Self-care is very, very important. And it doesn't matter whether you are a male or a female. Self-care is very important and we all deserve it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's exactly what I was wondering is that what had to change in you to get you through this storm? And, by the way, these are things that that it doesn't stop there. There's always going to be something else that happens, right? It's just the way it is. So what part of you had to really change to get yourself to realize you had to make yourself a priority and do that self-care?
When it changed for me, Leah, when everything hit for me was when I had to find a place to live. And, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I am over 50. And it's like, how do I start over? And I'm not going to lie, I was afraid at first. I really was, because it was like, God, I've been with this man for 19 years and now I have to be on my own again. So it was almost like, when you leave home for the first time and you get your very first apartment and you're away from your parents, that's how I felt. I felt like I was leaving home. I was leaving this home that we had built and that we had been in for 5 years, and I was having to relocate. And so when the day that I left, I thought I was going to be broken. But the day that I left, I was at peace. I really was. I was at peace. And when I came to my place, my church family helped me move in, and my pastor, he prayed over every room in my place. And he told me, he said, you will never lack again. All of your needs will be met. And Leah, that night when I laid down to go to sleep, that was the best rest that I had had in years. In years. Because when you're on the outside looking in, you think, a lot of people thought, a lot of our family and friends thought that we had one of the most perfect marriages. But it's what happens on the inside of a person that people don't see. And there was no infidelity, there was no abuse, there was none of that. But I'm talking about within my heart. I knew that something was off. I knew that something was missing, but I was not connecting the dots because, number one, I didn't want to accept it. Number two, I was worried about, at that time, I was a people pleaser and had been the majority of my life. And I was worried about what people would say about me if they knew that I was getting divorced. I was ashamed. I was ashamed. But now, I know different. Now I know better. So, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to be able to see yourself out of a situation. And I had to see myself out of that divorce. When we went to our second hearing at court, and the judge asked, was there anything that we could do to fix our marriage? And I wanted him to say so bad, yes, but he done the opposite. And he said no. And in that instant, I knew that it was time for me to let go, that I had to release, I believe, what God had already released. I had to do that. So for me, it was being able to surrender it all to God to get me to where I am right now. I had to surrender it all to Him.
That's right. There's an incredible comment. It's long, but I want to highlight it. So I apologize. It may cover our faces, but this is an incredible comment by William Roche. He says, Christine Bailey, I don't know if you remember this, but you came on my show in that moment and you spoke words into my spirit that was like a bridge of hope. The power is within you. I'm so sorry to hear this story, but so proud to hear you share it. And I agree, William. I think it's so easy for us to not want to share the story because it's messy. But really, the true power is sharing the mess.
Yeah.
That's where the inspiration comes in. And that's where people talk about being authentic, but then they're filtering everything. Mm-hmm. So thank you for that wonderful comment, William. And by the way, we need to have a coffee chat. I don't know if I've had a coffee chat with William. If I have not, we definitely need to have a coffee chat. And I want to welcome also the one and only Mr. Felipe Cofino. Loving this conversation. Having a relationship with God is a valuable part of life. And if you don't have one yet, He will wait until you are ready. That's right. He's there. And Felipe, I'm going to say this to you. I adore you so much. You're such a community builder. You are a pillar of our LinkedIn community. You inspire me almost every time I see you, if not every time I see you. And I have something that you and I are going to have in common. You don't know. I don't speak Spanish. I don't work in HR, but you and I are both writing a children's book. Yes, I am, with my precious grandson. You heard it here. Magic Maverick and the Treasure Map is about to drop very, very soon. And you truly did inspire me, Felipe. And so that's what I really want to highlight, because you don't know who you're inspiring. You may think that they're in the comments, but sometimes they're the people who are in the shadows. Sometimes they're the people who are watching you at a distance and you're not aware of it. And if you give up and if you stop, if you don't pursue that vision, that dream that's been in your heart, those are the people that get impacted. It's not just the people who outwardly are there supporting you, but it's the people who are in the nooks and crannies, the people who are there who may never speak a word, but now they've watched us wither and give up and falter and go off into the woods, never to be seen again. But then they lose that hope of ever being able to do things. So it's critical that we finish our story, that we go through the process. Let's see, we got another comment here. I hope you're having a great Wealthy Wednesday. Yes, we are having a great Wealthy Wednesday. We've got, oh my goodness. Yes, she's here. The one and only Coach Carrie Willis. Thank you so much. It's great to see you. If you don't know her, you have got to know Coach Carrie Willis. She is hysterical. She's powerful. She's beautiful. Like, she's everything. She's a package all in one. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you so much. She's a powerhouse on social media for sure. And she says, love the transparency, resiliency, and integrity. Keep going. Absolutely. That's when we're people of integrity. And here we go. Here we got another comment by Felipe. Take it one day at a time, one task at a time, one prayer at a time. It takes patience, faith, and work. I love that comment, because oftentimes we're looking 10 steps past, down the road, but maybe we can't even see that far. Maybe we just need to know how we're going to get through this 1 minute, just one more minute, just one more hour, just one more day, and we just got to keep going anyway. Ooh, there you go. Poet didn't know it. I want you to talk a little bit about the books that you've written, because I think it really goes along with everything else that you're doing here. You've written 2 books. Tell us about the first one. I love the title of the first one. Tell us about your book.
Mustard Seed Faith to Unshakable Faith is my first book that I wrote. That book was based upon my healing journey that God brought me through. 2023, they told me that I would be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life if I did not have this surgery that I needed to have. But I am here to tell you that it is 2026 and I'm still standing. I am not in a wheelchair. I am able to walk. I'm able to go up steps. So I am blessed, My other book, No God, No Peace, No God, No Peace. That one is based upon just storms, tests that I had been going through in life, and I can truly say that our tests should be turned into testimonies, because there is a testimony for every test that we have gone through. Because when you look back over it, when you reflect on it, and you're still here, then you have to know that if God brought you through that, why wouldn't he bring you through this? And that's what I'm thinking now, Leah. God brought me through that, so I gotta know that he's gonna keep bringing me through other things, because I know tests are gonna come, trials are going to come, life is going to continue to be lifing. But like I say now, life is lifing, but my God is Godding.
Woo! There you go. I love it. Yes, Jackie, we are going to schedule that. I'm just thinking we are definitely going to have story time. Maybe we'll do it as a live, but I definitely want to have you read me a story, bedtime story. Absolutely. Life is going to life us. And as you were saying that, Christine, I was thinking about my old office, which is right down the corner here, same office building, office space, right? I have different office space. It was small. People would come in there. They're like, oh my gosh, your office is so small. I never thought of it as being big or small. I thought of it was as a beautiful space in a beautiful city with a beautiful view. I loved it. It was so wonderful. I kept it clean. I fixed the floors. Like I really took a lot of care with things, and never thought of that I'd have to move. And now this office is bigger. I've got chairs in here where I can have my clients. Like the blessing is going to be there, and it'll be something you never anticipated. I never even thought of getting into another office. I loved where I was. But you know what? Sometimes there's another blessing for us that we have not even expected. And if we go through that process, which is uncomfortable, which is going to be painful, and we might have to close some doors, but it's like I said earlier, Meryl, that's when the goodies are. That's when the things can start to show up. Because to me, I always think about it this way. It's like God asking, do you really want this? You say you want these things. Do you really want it? Because a lot of people give lip service to things that they want, but very few are willing to go through the fire. Very few are willing to do what it takes to win. Listen, we're champions because we've been through some stuff, not because we showed up and it was rainbows and butterflies and easy and there was no challenges. It was all perfect. We always looked the beautiful, glittery self. No, it is all of the other stuff, the stuff that is on the other side, like I don't want to turn my camera around because there's like boxes everywhere, right? But it's that mess when we go through it. Watch when I put my office together. It's going to be so cute. I am going to take a lot of pictures. You guys are going to love it. I've got plans for this place. And just like God has plans for you. So I'm curious if any of you in the comments have ever gone through the fire, or maybe you've had a challenge and you think, that means that I'm not supposed to do this. You know, have any of you ever relate to that? And did you get through it? I want to hear from those of you in the comments. So absolutely push through, William says. He says, absolutely, we got to push through it. Christy Williams gives you a big check mark here. Absolutely. And she says this also great comment. Yes, we need that time for ourselves, just to unplug, to do something just for you. And we have the one and only, I can't believe she's here, our queen herself. She's slipping in late. Absolutely. We absolutely forgive. There's nothing to forgive. It's always an honor when you step by. Listen, I'm just amazed that I've had this show for almost 3 years now. I really thought, who's going to show up? Who's going to want to see this? You never know. So thank you so much, my queen. I appreciate you so much. And thank you for your support. I appreciate you. What has been something that you say to yourself, or do you journal? Like, what is something? I really believe that having words of affirmation or things that we can say kind of in our pocket, do you have sort of like a mantra or a specific prayer that you default to when things are going a little squirrely?
You know, I have learned through everything that I have been through, the most important thing for me to do first thing in the morning is to spend time with God. Before I turn my TV on, before I even get out of bed, I spend time with God. And I spend time in prayer. I spend time in reading certain scriptures. And, you know, I just talk to God just like I'm talking to you, Leah, you know, and I thank God every morning for his protection. And I just ask him to cover me and to protect me from people, places, and things that I'm unable to see. I ask God just to keep me grounded, you know, and to keep me humble, you know, because I have an attitude of gratitude, you know, because I know that if it was not for God, that I would not be here, you know. So I do not take that lightly. And I do every morning and every night, I read Psalm 91. And I also read Jeremiah 29:11 every morning and every night, you know, because that is me waking up with God. And that is also a part of me laying down with God.
Absolutely. And for me, it's like bookends. You know, you have, everybody talks about a morning routine, but I really feel like the evening routine is the most critical, because that's when the last impressions we leave to our subconscious mind, right, to our super mind. And so taking that time to pour into your spirit, to fortify yourself on what's gone through the day and kind of reconcile it also. I really believe that. And I want to highlight this comment by Felipe. You're amazing. He's very, very humble. He's a very, very humble man, but that's why we adore him so much. And we have a new person here. I don't know if I've ever met you, Mary Kay. Do you know Mary Kay, Miss Christine?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay, well, Mary Kay, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us from Toronto. It's great to have you. We appreciate you so, so much. kind of winding down here. Now, you've been through so much, and thank you. I did not expect you to share so much of your personal story, but I think it's really just a testimony to help a lot of people. But what's on the horizon for you? You know, you've been forged through the fire. We're all forged through fire. What do you got going on here for 2026 as we get into the mix?
Well, right now I am working on my third book. So I'm working on that, and I am looking forward to opening up my own self-publishing company. So that is what I am working on in the very, very near future. I have had confirmation of that. So that's what I'm working on. Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it. Here, I love this comment right here by Mary Kay. Our tests should be turned into our testimonies. Absolutely. I agree with you. That's a gold bar right there. And you know, here's the thing is that you don't know where this challenge is going to leave you or to lead you. And I never thought you would say you're opening up your publishing company. That's really such a testimony of getting the goodies on the other side.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm watching you right now, and I've known you for a little while, but I'm just seeing how really strong and beautiful you are.
Thank you.
And I mean that inside and out. It's
Thank you.
because you've been through the fight, and here you are on the other side. It might have been difficult, but you remained faithful in spite of the hard times, in spite of the times when you had doubt. And I absolutely love that. And here's a great comment by Chris. God always opens new doors. God closes old doors. And sometimes, and I got to admit it, sometimes we're still trying to keep that door open. We wedge it through. We try to put in that little door. No, God, that's protection. Okay, we're trying to get you away from that. But I want to thank you so much, Christine. How can people reach you? Where do they find you? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Well, I am on every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Christine's Faith Over Fear podcast. That is aired on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And then also you can reach me. I had put my YouTube channel in the comment section, so you're able to reach me on my YouTube channel as well. I also on Instagram, Facebook, pretty much all of the social media apps. I am on there. So yeah, reach out, connect.
Oh, well, I know the friends and friends for sure. People are going to be reaching out to you. Thank you so much, Ms. Christine. It's always a pleasure to see you. It's always great to have a conversation with you. And we're going to go ahead and I want you to share a golden nugget as we say goodbye to Miss Christine. We love you. I want you to put in the comments a golden nugget that you've got, a takeaway that you've got, or maybe you just want somebody that you want to connect with Miss Christine. She's powerful. She's going to be opening a publishing company. I don't know anything about that. So if you want to know about it, get to know her for sure. Well, you know what? This is the time where we're just going to kind of wind down here. I've had an eventful week. I'm telling you, I'm using my Wi-Fi from my phone. So if it's cutting out a little bit, I do apologize. But listen, champions don't make excuses. We find a way, no matter what's happening. Maybe you're getting kicked out of your office. Maybe you just found out that you're going to be going through a divorce. Maybe life has been lifing you. But I want you to know if you're here, it's because you're a champion and you are highly favored. You're supposed to win. Don't take it as, well, you know what? I could have said, well, I guess that means that I shouldn't have an office. I guess that means I'm supposed to go ahead and close down my office. I guess that means it wasn't meant to be. But I knew I was supposed to be here. I knew I was supposed to be in this area. I live in a beautiful area. And office space is a premium in this area. Not easy to find a good location in Monterey, California. So even though it didn't look good for me, even though the door wasn't there wide open, I believed that there was going to be a way. I just kept claiming, hey, I know, God, I'm so excited for the office that you have provided for me. I knew it was going to happen. I didn't know how it would happen. I didn't know what kind of windy roads that I had to go through. I just kept being grateful and thankful. And listen, I want all of you to do that too. Your mess is going to be your message, but only when you get through it. I know everybody says, we hear all the time, everyone has a story. I'm going to tell you the real deal. You know me. There's no rainbows and butterflies here. That's a different channel. That's a different time. This is a real talk. No one cares about your story if you just are there wallowing. Nobody cares about your story if the door closed and then you're done. No. They care about your story when you overcome. They care about your story when you get to the other side. They care about your story when now you are blessed and favored and you get a bigger office than you ever even imagined. When you keep hitting on the piñata and all the goodies come out, that's when people want to hear your story. So I challenge you to go through the fire. I challenge you to stay the course. If that dream is inside you, it's there for a reason. You're supposed to get to the other side. And if not just for you, for your family, for your friends, for the people who are secretly cheering for you, somebody's tied to your red wagon. Maybe they're people you know, maybe they're people you don't know. But somebody needs you to win. Thank you so much, champions. I love you. I adore you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the comments. Thank you for showing up. I love all of you so much. And remember, if you can't find me on LinkedIn, you can find us on the YouTube channel, The Dynasty Builder 93940. I'm here to stay now because I got a new office space. I want to hear about your wins. And if I have not enjoyed a coffee chat with you, I would love to connect with you. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Wealthy Wednesday. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good week.
Are you ready to take control of your financial future? Introducing Leah Garcia's Wall of Wealth, the ultimate one-page financial plan to protect, distribute, and transfer your wealth with confidence. Whether you're a business owner or just starting your financial journey, this step-by-step guide gives you the tools to create a solid foundation for long-term success. Don't wait to transform your money mind shift. Download your free copy today at leahgarcia.io and start building your wall of wealth now.